So let's go back to that dead bug exercise I gave you in the very beginning, okay? So this is the one where you find whether or not your pelvis is in neutral. So if you flatten your low back into the mat and then lift your low back from the mat, so you're just basically rocking your pelvis all the way back and then all the way forward. But your rib cage still stays down. All the ribs are still planted down into the mat. So there's really not going to be that much movement. You'll feel the low back smush down into the mat, and then you'll feel it release from the mat and arch a little bit. Try not to squeeze your bum when you do that. Think about just small movements, controlled and precise. Once you find what's in between those two positions, so that's neutral, you're not smushing your back into the mat. So if I lift my hands, my pelvis is aiming backwards. And if I have too much space, then my pelvis is aiming forwards. So find what's in between. There should be a small amount of space. Draw your abdominals down towards the mat without smushing the low back into the mat. So keeping that neutral pelvis. Then thinking about the pelvis staying totally still, you lift one leg up at a time. I've only done one, and that was really hard. Okay, so keep checking in with yourself to see if it's easy or if it's difficult. And if it's easy, then you're probably moving your pelvis a little bit, okay? So the tendency is for the pelvis to just rotate a little bit on the side of the leg that's lifting. And then we had the lovely sciatic nerve glide. So you start with a bend and a straighten of the knee, and then it was flexing and pointing the foot. So sorry you can't see my foot all the way at the top, but it is flexing and pointing the whole time. My thigh stays stable. There's no movement in my thigh, so it's not here and back. Okay, it's just straightening the knee and bending, but adding the pointing and flexing of the foot the whole time. Okay, so that's the sciatic nerve glide on each side. Spend 2 to 3 minutes on each of these exercises. And then we did the bridge, right? So we had our spine in neutral. We've done bridges before. I'm just going to move my arms so you can see what my spine is doing. We've done the kind that peel up and peel down, right? This one, I want you to keep your whole trunk still and lift straight up and then touch the tailbone down first. So you're keeping your spine in a nice straight line the whole time, just supporting the natural curves of the spine, and it's just down and up. Lifting up and lowering down. The base of the sacrum will hit the mat first. Lifting up, lowering down. Remember, the chest stays anchored down the whole time. The tendency is to lift it, but then my ribs will flare. So try that. Try about 2 sets of 10 of these, thinking more about the precision than trying to get the moves done. Okay? All right. See you guys later. I'm just going to be exercising over here.